It's visitor time.
Yeah, I can hear you good, man.
What's good with you, man?
Not much. How you doing?
Doing all right, man. So, have you seen my other interviews, my other little things?
I did. I saw one of them. I saw a piece of one earlier.
All right.
Some interesting questions, I say. Yeah, some interesting questions. I think the one I saw was asking if they had to rub somebody's feet, and it would either be James White or John MacArthur. Which one would they choose?
Yeah. Okay. So you're already somewhat prepared, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm really not, because I don't know what you're gonna ask. I'm not prepared at all.
All right. You're gonna be a little different though, because
Okay.
like you're a black guy inside a denomination that's not, you know,
Predominantly black.
or even halfway or
Right.
close to halfway. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So how'd you become Presbyterian, right? So what aspects made you realize though that you had to make the change though? Like for me, coming from a more Methodist but also Black Baptist background,
hmm
there are key theological things that I ran into, or you
No,
know what
you
I'm
good. Yeah. Um. So I knew just just biblically, like some of the things that I was taught growing up just didn't line up biblically.
saying? Right.
And it what I can't. I was raised in a lot of prosperity gospel. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Health, wealth, prosperity, name it, claim it type stuff. So
Right.
that's what just finally hearing the true gospel is what shifted me towards the reform faith,
Okay.
or reformed-ish, I'll say. And then as far as towards Presbyterianism, honestly, the church government is what
Yeah.
really sold me, because like I grew up with totalitarian government, like church government, and it
Typical,
never really worked out.
not typical Baptist stuff, where it's like
Yeah,
literally is he's the Pope,
right.
he's he's the guy. Like for instance,
Yeah,
my relative church in Sacramento, like I probably seen the YouTube clip. They actually locked the members out the church.
Not everybody was happy with this Palm Sunday, however. Talking locally, church in North Highlands is not welcome at all. In fact, some former members are being locked out of services.
But 150 members, including some founding fathers of this church, say the current administration isn't living up to this message.
So the pulpit has been hostilely taken over.
In my opinion, they hijacked the church.
Sir, you are being denied it.
Why are we denied from coming to the service?
Deacon Otis Berry and dozens of other elders showed up to Palm Sunday services here on 34th Street, only to be told they're no longer on the list of members.
To go out and get security guards to keep people out of God's house, even if we weren't a member, we should be able to walk up in God's house.
Members kept out of services today say the dispute started when some members of the church questioned the administration's
They
spending.
want the pastor, like yo, what? Like they had a problem with the new pastor, and
yeah,
they locked the doors on him. And who do you call? You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like it's him or the elders, which he's pretty much buddy with. Nothing wrong with that.
exactly.
I don't make it sound like elders are buddy all around, but in this type of setting, he usually chooses the elders, and they know they're reporting to him. Unlike in my tradition, your tradition, yeah, we work with you,
Right.
and you're bro, we work with you. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm confident in our church that if there was an issue, I can go to any one of our elders. Like, even if it was an issue with an elder or a pastor, I can go to an elder. And if that don't work, then I can go to the presbytery. And then I can go, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's
there's
what I'm
a
saying.
like I'm confident that something can be done. Now, with that said, it's not foolproof, because we're dealing with fallen people, right? Like, sinful people, just like me. But I think, excuse me, I think for the most part, it's designed to keep, like, that's a biblical, you know,
Yeah. No, I
church
hear you, because
government.
the thing I always fall back on when I talk to them, and I tell them is, Paul, he made Timothy over churches.
Mm-hmm.
That right there shows the role that there's someone over you, bro. Like, it's not
Yeah.
just you and your deacons or you and your elders. Like, there's someone else who's accountable. You
Right.
know, because those types of settings, I wonder, like, bro, who prays for you? Who do you go to for spiritual
Right.
counseling? Like, when you're the head, when you're the HN, never mind, I won't say that. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I got that.
when that's you, who do you go to for spiritual counseling? Your peers? No, you should go to someone who has authority or someone who's over you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, not only that, but what happens when you need a sabbatical, right? Like, so I'll give you an example. Like, part of the reason why my wife and I joined the church that we're at is because we went through the membership class, and right after we finished the membership class, an incident happened with our senior pastor there, or our lead pastor there, to where he confessed to to some stuff.
Yeah.
And he confessed to the elders, and he stepped down, and he went on it's been a year now. He's been on sabbatical, and their job was their priority was to restore him to the body, right? So like, in what areas do you need to walk in repentance, and what does that look like, right? So they're walking him through that, and I'm like, that just blessed me, because I'm like, how could, like, what type of play? I've never been in a church where there was such pastoral care for even the pastor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, exactly
Like,
my
that's
point.
needed.
No, it's very much needed. That's why I had to call you back, because I want to talk to you about these type of things also, because coming from our tradition, I'm not used to that. I'm used to literally my the preacher, the pastor, he's Donald Trump.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Not to get political, but he's Trump. Like,
seriously.
And it's like, who's gonna track me, boo? You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, I have some relatives that are pastors, and one of them in particular, their favorite thing to say from the pulpit is, I'm the head of my church. You ain't gonna vote me out. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share this, so I'm gonna leave it at that, because I'm gonna share this, and they know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, but I had
one pastor. That's why I just said before, I was like, he did some stuff. Like, we don't have to go into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had this one pastor, and he's in the pulpit say, I'm the best preacher in Las Vegas. And I'm like, first off, bro, like how
humble of you.
This isn't Diana Ross and the Pips. Like, bro, you're not the show. You're not the show. This isn't Leon and the Five Heartbeats. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
Right.
But it creates that dynamic to where they're kind of like the big uproar that's going on right now, where people are in uproar because someone said that the pastor isn't the main focus. The preaching isn't the main focus. Like, there's the means of grace. There's other things. Like, people want to put the pulpit in the center. Everything goes through him, and nothing else matters. It's like, hold on, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on. Like
I don't like the implication. Like, I get what people are saying when they say that, but I don't like the implications. Like, so Martin Lloyd Jones, one of the first things he did when he became the pastor of the church in England is he nailed down the pulpit to the floor. I get why he did that, right? Because there were other things outside of the means of grace, right, that people were moving the pulpit to the side to do, right? They had their agendas. And so, like, I get the heart behind it, but I don't like the implications that we forget about the means of grace. We forget about baptism. We forget about the Lord's Supper, because we need those.
Right.
Those are biblically instructed. And I don't think you can divorce those from the preaching.
Exactly. And that's why I tell people, to me, it's not a primary, secondary issue. They're all primary.
Right. They're all the means of grace.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, they're all primary. Like,
absolutely.
Don't sit up here and think you're above Christ coming to us in the supper. Don't think you're above.
Absolutely.
Like, bro, you're on par with this. Like, don't get. But the pushback right now has been amazing to that. Like,
yeah.
I don't get it. I get it, but it's hard. It's hard to swallow when it's a form of. I think it's a form of idolatry in a sense. Like, they want to. God gave me this role. I'm Moses. Bow down.
Do you find that being a more of like Baptist type of thing than?
Definitely.
Because I've seen it from more of like Baptists be like, oh no.
I think it's the Baptist independent thing they have going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's that leads to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you'll find this in Anglicans or Lutherans or Presbyterians or even Orthodox, or because it's like they know they have to answer to somebody.
Right.
Like someone could literally walk in here tomorrow saying, "Yo, you're now preaching a state over," or you have to sit down because of this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's
like there's no vote, like there's nothing to do with your congregation. We have an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I do think it's that. I think it's more so the independence thing to where
the Congregationalists.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Baptists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't, like there's certain like I think sometimes I'm like, man, what happens if, we were to move somewhere where there's not really a Presbyterian church? And I'm just like, honestly, I'm really leaning towards I probably can't ever go back to a Baptist church. Like it would have to, like, there would have to be no Anglican church. There would have to be no Lutheran church, no solid Anglican or solid Lutheran church.